Ben, Red Hat, you can't do all this capability without having sophisticated technology. You really need to make sure it's secure and it's in environments that can scale, etc. Insert Red Hat. Give us a state of the state as to where you all stand in this tectonic movement to provide this type of capability to millions of individuals.
Yeah, there's really three new risk, like major risks that
Hmm.
we're handling across the world, regardless of healthcare. The first is post-quantum cryptography. So for those who don't know what that is, essentially quantum computers are at the precipice of being able to crack any sort of uh, encrypted data. So data at rest and data at motion. And they're this is really Y2K times 10. Just not to alarm anyone, but the overhaul that has to happen across all of the IT systems over the next several years is substantial to meet this rather existential threat. So we're really gearing up for that. We're working closely with DISA and NIST to make sure those algorithms are available to everyone, and distribute those through the usual IT channels. So for the most part, this would all come through Linux distributions. But that's like a really big issue. The second has been making news lately, more so than post-quantum cryptography, which is the release of Mythos. So, Mythos is a very, very powerful large language model that's capable of stringing different critical vulnerabilities that are found in software to create attack surfaces that we never could have imagined as human beings. And there's a huge consortium of IT organizations that are coming together to try to patch the internet, essentially. We have, for about 30 years now, been building up all of our IT systems on top of open source, which is still arguably the most secure way to build software. The challenge with Mythos is that it is capable of cracking open a lot of these systems. And so we're actually meeting that head on. So Red Hat itself, we're dedicating $5 billion and 20,000 engineers specifically to target open source software vulnerabilities in the entire ecosystem, regardless of whether it's Red Hat open source or not. Um, I would say also the attacks on the software supply chain is really large inside of healthcare specifically. So like ransomware is the number one uh, threat vector for any healthcare organization. We're working really hard to secure that supply chain across the board, because that's largely how these threat actors are gaining access to medical records and then locking them all down with cryptography, and then, of course, demanding ransom from the organizations themselves.
Hmm.
So we're working to make sure that doesn't happen, obviously. There's only so much you can do to harden production. I think we've sort of reached a plateau in that space. Um, what we're focused on now is how they're actually getting into these systems through supply chains. So that's a major focus for Red Hat.